Yo, maybe I should take off the hat. Like the cut. So, here's something I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about a certain realization I had. If you're anything like me, you're a person who's been all about self-development. Ever since you found, I guess, if you're a person who wasn't introduced to self-development, by anyone else, and you've naturally found it on your own, on like through YouTube and stuff, I'd say you're automatically kind of person who wants to be better than, he or she wants to be better. Sorry, let me just rephrase that again. You are a person that wants to be better than who they are right now. And I guess this was just something that was always near to me, near and dear to my heart, because I always felt that I was always lesser. I felt that everyone around me was just somehow above me in terms of ability or skill or something, right? And that automatically, I viewed them as above me. And so naturally, I didn't want to accept that as my fate. I wanted to self-improve. I wanted to be better, right? Another motivation for us all to be better, if you're anything like me, you were motivated by superhero films, superhero cartoons, just comics in general, right? Anime especially. Because they always show the hero's journey. They always show how the character starts off in the beginning weak, feeble, right? With nothing going for himself. Maybe not nothing going for himself, but it's just a regular ass life. And then something happens. Something happens where he needs to be stronger. He needs to gain more strength, become better, right? All of us realized that we were that weak little person that needed to become stronger. To self-improve, you're gonna have to do harder things. And naturally, we want to do the easier things. So the easier things is sitting down on the couch, eating chips, masturbating, fucking sitting down and doing nothing, the easy shit, versus improving yourself, going through trial and error, fucking doing repetitions on things so that you could, have better skills, have your skills be be better at these things, what else? But you get my point. We were told by these people that we need to fight against our lesser self. Right, we need to fight against that side of us that always wants us to be lazy, right? For years, I've been fighting against myself. Fighting against the urge to do things that do not push me towards the direction that I want to go to. And until recently, after I finally, was starting to become more present, after, I won't say this is because of NoFap, but I'll just give it the flowers it deserves. But as I was becoming more present, I've realized something. I was hit with the idea that maybe all this grinding, it did help. It did help in the beginning. After a certain point, it stopped being useful. In the beginning, you had to fight against your desire, your lower desires and shit. But after a while, after the years gone by, there was a shift. I just didn't have the energy to fight anymore, you know? I didn't have the desire to fight anymore, but I still wanted to change. I still wanted to change. There's still so much growth left for me. Every time I try to imagine myself giving up on this whole thing, I'm sitting there like, what? No, because when you have no, when you just don't have something that gives you that purpose, the masturbatory self-improvement space becomes your purpose, right? So now you just want to improve in all areas, right? But I just realized something. I realized that you don't have to fight. You don't have to grind. The answer was always being more attentive, being present. Being present was always the answer. And I don't know why it took so long. I guess everyone learns at their own time, at their own pace, but being present is the answer. It was always the answer. It was staring us all right in the face. And that's the problem with today's society, because there's social media. Social media has become so much a part of our reality now that it's sort of like before social media, the world itself was our oyster. Now it seems like our attention has diverted from the outside world to the electronic one, the social media world. And when our attention is diverted from that, especially with all these algorithms that are keeping us, on our phones, just scrolling for hours on end, dude, I'll tell you what. This is gonna be a side tangent, but like, dude, you pull up Instagram, and let's say you wanted to like look for something specific, right? You pull it up. within 3 seconds, you've completely forgotten. You've completely forgotten what the fuck you were looking for. And look, you're on your Explore page. You've scrolled for 5 minutes. Like, you gotta actually catch yourself. You have to actually catch yourself. You have to actually make a very conscious and strong, focused note that, hey, I'm gonna look for this. There's so many times where I've done that, and only after 5 minutes of scrolling, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to look for this. You know what I mean? But anyway, attention, being present. That's how. This also connects with the idea that I don't know if it's called the mirror principle. Correct me if I'm wrong, but with the goals that I want to achieve, people would say that these things are hard. Getting a good amount of money is hard. Achieving this is hard. Achieving this is hard. And to some degree, that is true. But your reality mirrors your beliefs about the world. Your beliefs shape your reality. Just sit there, breathe, and think about that for a second. And you can choose what kind of life you want to live. You can choose. You can choose everything. So, to combine these two thoughts together, the fact that so I mentioned that we create our own reality, right? We must believe that we don't have to grind, that we don't have to, like imagine you fucking going through the trenches, like elbows and knees, going through the dirt, grinding your way to the top of the mountain so you can finally say, I fucking won, I succeeded, right? You don't have to do any of that. There's something that I also realized too. Like, I stumbled onto the Wu Wei philosophy, the art of non-doing, the art of effortless action. Dude, all of this can be effortless, bro. All of this. And because this is a recent realization, you know, I've yet to put into practice for a long amount of time, but just for the few days where I just dropped all expectations of me, you know what I mean? I just dropped all expectations. Hey, you better do this or else. You better do this or else. You better wake up or else, right? I would do that, and I'd always, let's say I wanted to wake up at 4, always 6:30. Like, dude, it's just the opposite. Like, so now at this point, it's like you failed at all these things. You better take a cold shower. Don't take a cold shower. You better do this. You just don't do that, right? You better take that copywriting course. You just don't even look at it the entire fucking week, right? At least fucking one time a week. You couldn't even do that, right? It gets that crazy. I don't know if you're anything like me when it comes to this kind of shit, but like, dude, it was bad. It was bad. So we should change the belief that we must grind, okay? That making money is hard, we should change that. That being successful is hard, you should change that. We should flip that idea on its head. Making money is easy, okay? Making money is super easy. Being successful, it's not as hard as you think. Believing in the grind makes you think that what you're about to do is hard. And automatically your mind wants to do the easier thing. It wants to do the easier thing. And so when you say this thing is hard right here, your mind goes, oh, that shit is hard? Fuck no. I'm just not gonna do it. And sure, you could have willpower be put into this, but why? Especially, let's say, if you go to if you have, you know, a 9-to-5, you go to your 9-to-5 job, you come back, you want to work on some shit. Your willpower is depleted. You have none left. So now you just do what's easy. And then you're surprised when a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month goes by and there's nothing done. Your mind doesn't want to do that shit. Believe and change. Make the conscious choice that, hey, this is easy. Remember the times that you actually, when you actually sat down to do the work, how effortless it was after a certain point, you know? Because there was a point where you actually really, really wanted to do the work. You sat down, you got to work, you drank your coffee, you put your hat on, fucking, you know, to narrow your field of vision, and you just got to work. And it was simple. It was seamless. And you worked and you were like, God damn, this is cool. I'm doing it, right? And you just never repeated that again. Believe that it is easy. It is that easy. I mentioned effortless action. I mentioned Wu Wei, right? I just want to define it a little bit. Wu Wei is a central concept of Taoism translated as non-doing, doing nothing, and effortless action, right? Just like how we can be in the zone. When we get into the zone, everything else, worries about the future, you know, reminiscing on the past, all that shit disappears because now you are focused on the task at hand. And the monkey mind goes to rest. In a sense, where we find peace is in the action itself, is in our actions, right? In the work. Once you realize that, once I realized that, I was like, holy shit, I can have so much peace during my day-to-day. I don't have to be standing there, you know, bouncing around in my head. I don't have to think about all that shit. We can have peace finally. We don't have to be thinking about the millions of things that we have to do. Oh, looks maxing, getting to the gym, doing this, doing that, getting bitches, gotta talk to them, this, that, and the other. We can drop all that mind, that chatter in the mind. We can drop all of that and be effortless. Effortless action can be achieved by becoming the action itself. When you are immersed into the action, you become one with the action. Because nothing else exists when you're fully immersed into that action. It is only you and the task itself. When you become the action, that is when you achieve that state of flow. and life just becomes peaceful at that point. You know, you're not thinking about other shit. It's more productive when you do things, when you do work and you get into a flow state with that action, with that work. If it's a task that improves yourself or improves the lives of others, that's a more productive way of getting of becoming present, of achieving flow states, than like playing video games or something. Which, hey, it's fun. It's fun to play video games every once in a while, but like, if you look at your life and you're not where you want to be, you're not okay with your surroundings in your environment, you got to lessen that. You got to sit there and think about whether what you're doing is essential for your growth, right? But I guess I'm bouncing around a lot. I'm sorry. To sum it all up, everything doesn't have to be hard. We don't have to grind. We can make things easy. Reality is what we make it. If we believe things are hard, it will be hard for us. If we believe things are easy, it will be easy for us. So let's just make it easy. Let's all exercise some effortless action. And how we do that is by breathing, getting present, take a few breaths, which I'm going to do a video about that, about different types of breathing that you can use. And you breathe, you relax, you slowly just put everything in place, sit down, start the work, start the action, and just allow yourself to sink into that action. Effortless. I'm going to be putting that into practice. I hope that this benefits you as well as it benefited me, realizing this. And yeah. Cool. That's all I got for you today. Peace out, bro.